Hello everyone, welcome back to Big Time Auto Racing. We've got kind of a combination episode this week. It's a busy time of year for us. We got 3 races this month, but we had Hickory just a couple weeks ago, the throwback race, so we couldn't come together in time to get them. So we figured we would do them individually. So we figured we would just do them, all in one. So we're gonna cover Hickory 2, the throwback race, and also Ace number 2, which is what we raced last night.
Yep.
So a lot of racing, a lot of rating to do. We got to re-rate them, but we're gonna try to go through that a little bit quicker, right? So
yeah.
So we'll see how that all goes. I think we're gonna do it blind, right? Do you know what your last score of these 2 tracks were? Me either. So I'm literally just going off the cuff, and we'll pause it and figure out what that was at that point.
Yeah.
But getting right into it. Do you want to start off talking about Hickory, I guess? That'd probably be the way to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Hickory number 2, throwback race, that's always a cool event. We always have fun just doing. I mean, I've raced that race more than any other Cars Tour race that I've ran it. So it's always been a cool race to me. Obviously, it's a local race for me, but the cool part about it is the being able to run the throwback deals. And I think when we talked about it last, we were saying like we didn't really know at the time what we was gonna run and stuff. So if I'm not mistaken, we was just speculating on rumors at the time that it was going to be a Pro Cup theme. Mm-hmm. It ended up being that.
Right.
And you ended up in the Shane Huffman ride.
I did.
How'd it feel driving that car?
Man, it was cool. Obviously Shane's, still heavily involved in racing, and his son's running full time at Hickory. Yep. And so I actually got to run against Landon at doggone it. What was the memorial race?
The Jack Ingram.
Yeah, there we go. And obviously Shane was there, so that was cool, and got to show him the scheme in person and take some photos with him. So that was really neat. I know it was a big deal for him. Actually was able to get his number, and he texted me back and forth quite a bit leading into the race. So that was really cool, and was able to give him a decent finish. Wish we could have got a caution there towards the end. I think we could have. I'm not saying we didn't have anything probably to win the race, but I think we probably could have got to the top 5 probably. So still a good night though.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a crown jewel event at this point in late model racing. Maybe not technically because the purse isn't very isn't astronomically high like most of the crown jewel races are.
Man, I'll tell you, that trophy was sweet.
But if you win the throwback race, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge race to win. It's part of the Keen Parts Challenge for us. So technically, it's a Cars Tour crown event for sure. So yeah, it's always a cool event. They do a great job with it. It was neat being able to do it with the Hooters Pro Cup in mind. We ended up doing the Bill Clemens Jr. car, which was also the video game cover car. And the video game wasn't that popular, but I remembered it, and I remembered it had Hickory on it, and that's one of the first games that I played that had Hickory. So it was really neat for me to play that game growing up, and that was kind of and obviously my car is orange. I've always kind of had an orange theme to my stuff, so with that car being orange, it's basically an Alan Kulwicki throwback is what it is. It looks like an Alan Kulwicki car, but it was really a throwback to Bill Clemens with obviously Alan Kulwicki and the whole that whole tribe in mind, because they had a big part in the Hooters Pro Cup Series, the Hooters guys. So it was cool running that scheme. We ended up winning best appearance, so it's huge for us. Big win for us. Obviously, that was a voted deal, so that means even more. And obviously, like everybody that listens and kind of pays attention to what I'm doing. I really appreciate the votes, and I do. We get a damn free body out of it.
Yeah,
that's pretty neat. We needed that. We needed a small win for sure because our Hickory race didn't really go well at all. So, but let's get right into the ratings. And we're going to readjust our ratings. Any track we go to twice, it may improve, it may get worse. Who knows? I feel like my first rating of Hickory was very. I don't know. I feel like I was pretty harsh against Hickory.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, mine's in here, but I haven't looked at it, so yeah. I have no idea.
Mine was pretty harsh. Well, I'm going to jump right into it. So, configuration and condition at Hickory. I love the configuration there. So, and this is the one that we always it's kind of a shitty category because it encompasses 2 things that are not the same rating. because condition isn't great at Hickory, but the configuration to me is awesome.
Right.
So it's a 7. Otherwise, it would probably be higher. For me, I did 7. Which I feel like is pretty fair. The condition, pit road's pretty bad. The track's pretty bumpy, which is fine with me. Pit road, like I said, it's rough. I mean, it's run down, but there is it's getting paved, I think, relatively soon, probably this off season or something. So, at least that's what I've heard.
You would know more than me.
Well, I've heard pit road, and I've heard, they're doing the bathrooms for sure.
Thank God.
But, I've heard. I don't know. I don't take that for what it is, because I don't have a ton of info. I just think that pit road would be one of the first things to pave, or even if it's just like the back stretch, little deal. So we'll see. What'd you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah.
I think it's fair because, like you said, you can race. Anybody. I like the worn out places. I like the strategy a little bit that goes into it.
Yep.
That's part of the reason we got the finish that we got, for the throwback race. So,
right.
It is bumpy, but to me that's character.
Yeah.
It's not, for the most part, like it ain't. It could use some improvements. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, for sure.
But like it's a frustrating, but at the same time fun, unique place to drive.
Yeah.
So, and then like you said though, I think obviously the condition of it. I think 7 combining those is very fair because that definitely hurts it some.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no doubt. So both of us got 7s on that this time around.
Yeah.
Signal this past race at Hickory was terrible for me. I don't know why the signal was so bad.
Yeah.
So, and and it's usually not that bad there. I don't really know what was going on that killed it. I've seen a couple of guys that had full signal, and myself and other Verizon folks, we had none. So, unfortunately, I have to give it a 3 because it was terrible. The signal, I had no signal, so I'm just calling it for what it's worth. That's all I could get.
So Friday, mine was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, mine was good all the way up till like the Fan Fest, which was fine because I wasn't on my phone. But I noticed I went to go watch some race tracks before, and it wasn't there. Race tracks was fine. It just was. I didn't have any signal.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was because everybody was trying to be on their phones.
I
don't know. I don't know if it blocked out signal. But and then Sunday, when the rain came again, right before we were supposed to go green, mine was pretty okay. So I'm gonna give it a 5, just because it was good, then it was bad, then it was good. So I think 5's pretty fair on that.
Yeah, I couldn't even send a text. Like, it was really pathetic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I texted you during the delay because I wasn't coming.
I guess everybody was on their phones at that point, but still, we put people on the moon in the '60s, and we still can't send a text to each other 100 yards from each other at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Yeah, you weren't. I don't even know if you were that far.
Yeah.
You're like, it won't load.
Stupid. Up next is concessions. Now, this time around, I did have some food at Hickory Concessions.
You did.
It's been a while. And they've always had pretty decent food, believe it or not. The concession building isn't the most eye-appealing thing in the world, but the food's really good. Kevin does a good job with the food there. Even though it's very basic food, but... Yeah. The hot dogs are good, man. They do a great job. They steam the bun, and that's a big thing, in my opinion. I think steaming the bun, wrapping it in tinfoil, and having, So I gave the concessions this time around a 7, which is probably a higher number than what I did last time. But last time I don't even know if I ate. But they do have snow cones and all sorts of other stuff going on. So a 7 for the Hickory concessions this time.
Yeah, so I still did not eat anything from the concession stand. I do know about the snow cone deal. I kind of wish it wouldn't have been dumping rain because I probably would have went and got one.
It was also blazing hot.
That's what I'm saying.
It was miserable hot at Hickory this time around.
So I can't remember if Shelby got anything or not. I want to say she did, and it looked pretty, but I don't know. So I'm terrible for this. But I guess just to be fair, since I didn't get anything, but because they do have stuff, and I guess a 5 for me. Like I said, I have no idea what my last one was. Fair. But yeah, I guess for me,
fair enough. It's our ratings, not the world's ratings.
True.
Up next, we got facilities and shitters, and Hickory. At the start of the year, I was very, very harsh on Hickory's bathrooms. And Fact of the matter is, man, it's not that much worse than a couple other tracks we go to, like Ace. It's about the same as Ace at some points of the day. The stalls are a little worse at Hickory, typically, than Aces are, but
yeah, that and
they did pay a little more attention this time to keeping it clean, I think.
Well, yeah, I guess for me it didn't help the fact that like Saturday and Sunday, you probably could have broke out a small canoe to get there.
Oh yeah,
because so we were pitted on the back.
Yeah,
obviously, I mean,
right.
I thought I was gonna eat the ground trying to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. So on Saturday I went across to the fan bathroom, or I'm sorry, on Friday I did that. I think.
I got you.
It was nice up there. It's pre-cleaned. It's in good shape. It worked out pretty good for me. I actually did it both days, I think.
Got there before the fans got involved.
They got to it a little bit on. It was Sunday. When I went in there Sunday, it was pretty rough because they had been there Saturday night. We got rained out.
All right.
But Saturday during the day, it was fine up there.
Yeah.
They did have that. They had that. The bathrooms haven't been changed much yet, but like I said, renovations are in order. So with that being said, and this is pretty high rating for what I probably typically do at Hickory, but I'm going to go a 5 on facilities and chitters this time. And that's because I found the fan bathrooms, and
yeah,
I can't wait to see the upgrades. And we've always gave the track hell over the bathrooms. A lot of people have, so it is they're finally getting to upgrade them. So don't let it deter you. They really weren't that bad this time around. I will say they seem like I said, they put a little bit more effort into it, and they had somebody regularly cleaning it, I think, this time. So you could tell.
Yeah,
I guarantee if you ask somebody, they'd say, "Yep, there was somebody there cleaning this time." Usually the trash can starts overfilling and the trough starts getting a little high water, and the toilets are usually stopped up completely. Like there's just a mountain of turds coming out of the toilet. So it wasn't like that this time.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's the racer's fault most of the time. There's a lot of nasty bastards out there in the racing world. So it's really not the bathroom's fault. It's more the sewage problem. I guess these monumental logs that these guys that do tires, these tire workers, it's got to be who's doing it.
Yeah.
Those guys that just they work on tires all day and then they sneak by the bathroom. God dang. Yeah, that's got to be what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's mostly the racers. So 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 5 as well. I mean, I think it's just. I mean, there's nothing to ride home about. I'm like you. If we're nitpicking, they maybe were a little better this time. But I think it goes without saying. I mean, it still was Hickory.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no doubt.
I'll give.
It'll never see you above a 5 until the renovations happen. That's for sure. So.
Yeah.
City and nightlife, food, all that good stuff. So this is my home area. Obviously, I know a lot about this area. There's a lot of cool stuff in this place. So I gave it an 8 this time around. Would have gave it a little bit higher rating, but I don't know. I guess it's just because I didn't really do much this time around. Just kind of hung out. Well, we went to Hooters after practice.
Yeah, we had the fan thing Friday night.
So we went to Hooters, so that was cool. But there is a lot to do in the Hickory area. So if you're out for a race, there's definitely, if you need to kill some time afterwards or wet the old lip, that's a place you can do it somewhere in Hickory. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So giving it an 8.
I gave it a 7. My Olive Garden was good, and like you said, we had the fan thing at Hickory, and there is a lot of cool places, down.
Yeah.
I stayed Friday night because we had to be there pretty early Saturday, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gave it a 7.
Okay. So after the quick math, the adjusted score for Hickory for this season of Cars Tour Racing is 6.2.
Yep.
I feel like it should be a 7.0 track. There's it is lower than some tracks that I have rated that I like Hickory way better than those other tracks. It's just really we're just rating the categories.
Yeah.
It's just kind of part of it. So don't take nothing personal there, Hickory. I love you. Ace number 2. Last night we raced there. Let's go ahead and blow through these ratings real quick and get that adjustment made. Configuration and condition this time at Ace, I went 5.0. And that's again, it's kind of victim of a shitty category because the conditions are great. It's a great facility, great track. There's not a lot of bad holes or anything like that in it. It's pit road and stuff's pretty good, wide, got some room. A little bit bumpy on pit road, driving through the pits, especially start of the race when the air pressure's low. I'm just beating the hell out of it. So, so 5.0 because I hate the configuration.
Yeah,
just to be blunt.
This is always interesting for me and Dylan because obviously, he had his motor problem there when we went earlier this year, right before Wilkesboro. So, and then I knew this wasn't going to be probably any much better. So for me, though, it's an 8. I enjoy going down there and racing with the Turners. They do a great job.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful facility. As far, pull in.
Conditions
mowed,
of facility is
paint,
great. I just hate the way it's shaped.
Yeah. So it has grown on me. It definitely didn't used to be my favorite or one of my favorites, but I gave it an 8 just because, it's good surface.
No, it's a fair rating. If I ran like you did, I'd probably love the damn place. Signal, I had great signal yesterday.
Yeah.
And I have to give it an 8.
Yeah.
2 big high. That's a pretty high rating for me on signal for sure.
That's gonna be mine because I didn't. My stuff worked great all weekend or Thursday.
I could have probably watched a race or something, streamed it if I needed to.
Yeah.
Concessions. Did you eat anything?
So I nibbled off of something. My wife got a hot dog and some fries maybe or something.
Yeah.
But I had a little bit of the hot dog. So, it was good. So, for me, and there, the only bummer is they used to sell Chick-fil-A sandwiches there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, but. Like you told me that last time.
But they do have a bologna burger.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention.
Yeah.
I seen my uncle or my cousin had a bologna burger. It looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I seen some ladies next to us eating some fries with, I guess, cheese and chili and stuff on. They look good.
I gave it a 7 just because they do have quite a few options. Their concession stand's nice.
Okay.
And I think the one out there outside is pretty nice too. So.
Yep, I gave the concessions a 6, because there wasn't nothing that drew me in enough to eat it. Because, like I said, I'm real picky. But there was a lot of stuff around there that looked pretty good, so I went 6. 6 on the concessions.
Yep.
Facilities and shitters. So this one, so the bathrooms there aren't nothing to write home about
in the infield. No,
yeah, they're not. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said with Hickory, but
and I think that's probably the only thing that even brings it down because concession stand's nice. There's a spotter stand or an observation deck.
Yeah.
On top of that, tech shed's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All that stuff's nice. That's why I'm just splitting it down the middle, doing 5-0.
Yeah.
Because, just nothing crazy, nothing, out in the ordinary. Everything serves its purpose just fine. Nothing that's going to go in the short track Hall of Fame or anything as far as innovation. But
you have some kind of a creature, no BS, climbing on top of your. It looks like it could sting you. I'm not joking. You not see it on top of your headset?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is that?
Hang on, let's zoom in.
What is that?
I don't know, man. I don't want to get stung.
I don't either, so.
Oh, that's one of those fucked up. I don't remember what they're called. It's like a blue bee. Look it up.
I'm looking for where he's going.
Hang on, I'm going to look it up right now. Oh, it's like a mud dauber. It's the ones that make those damn weird, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Well, where was we at? Facilities and shitters?
Yeah.
Facilities and shitters. Went 5. 5-0 on that, right down the middle.
Yep.
It wasn't nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but served its purpose. What'd you give it on the facilities and shitters?
I'm going to give it, man, that's tough because... I think it's very arguable to give it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the only thing that probably would bring it down is the
bathrooms.
The bathrooms.
Yeah.
So, man, but I'm not sure. It's
pretty small bathroom. You can fit 4 race car drivers in there at a time.
I'm not sure it's. I don't know, man. I'm torn because I'm not sure it's low enough to bring it down to a 6 because of how nice everything else is.
Yeah. No, I'm with it. Whatever you think. 7's your first instinct.
Because they do have a beer garden.
Yeah, true. Not really available, and it's absolutely prohibited to drink beer in the pits at Ace. So.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about to the...
Well, yeah, but we're talking about the view from a racer standpoint, not necessarily fans. It does help in some cases. So, but 7, if you got 7, write 7.
I'm gonna give it a 7 just because like I think like I know even outside they have like a coffee thing. Bigsby Coffee or something like that.
Yeah, all
like
sorts of cool stuff there. It's probably a great fan experience. It looks like a place that'd be fun to watch as a fan.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay, city and nightlife, food, all that good stuff. There's really not a lot around there at all.
You got to go to like Alamance Crossing, Burlington, Mebane area to.
So, I'm gonna have to give this one 4. I mean, there's just nothing near there. There's nothing really there's not a whole lot to eat. It's with it. You got to drive 20 minutes to eat, and that's too far to make happen during like in between practices or something.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I mean, I'll give it a 4 too, just for that. I mean, like I said, when you get to where stuff is, there's plenty. But like you said, I mean,
right.
It's kind of about I don't stay down there because it's close enough to home. So,
yeah.
But
a little bit out in the middle of nowhere, but sometimes that makes a great racetrack. All right, quick math is done. So the final adjusted score for Ace Speedway for this season, 2023, is 6.6.
Yep.
So that puts it in a pretty good spot. If we that brings it up from what was it before?
Well, no, it actually brings it down.
Oh, it brings it down. Okay, well. I mean,
it got the full Dylan Wilson rating this time.
Well, I'll do it. I'm just being bluntly honest.
Yeah.
Do I suck there? Yes. Do I not like it because I suck there? Absolutely.
Right.
Just part of the deal.
Yeah. I get it.
So let's we'll cover a little bit of our throwback race. I mean, obviously I've already put a vlog out and all that good stuff, but if you haven't seen all that, I didn't really have a great day. We qualified towards the rear, as per usual, and just I don't really know what more we needed. We felt really good about it coming into the race, but just couldn't ever get a handle on it. Couldn't make the right adjustments at the right time, and just kind of had us in a bad spot. The track wasn't very racy at all that day, just because it was very sunny and hot. Midday Sunday race, I didn't feel like the top came in very good at all, so it was hard to do any too wide racing without using the nose and stuff. So wasn't a great day for us. It's hard to pass, and got up to 67 car Cameron Bolin, and he kind of came down, I kind of came up. I hit right on his left rear, and it blew my tire. As soon as my tire blew, it broke the sway bar arm because it hit the ground. So we was done. So it was a shitty day. Obviously, if I could redo it again, I would went about it differently. But I just felt like it was a time in the race where I was going forward and he's falling back, and thought that I'd get a little more room in that situation, and I didn't, and just part of the deal. Cameron's a good guy, and I know that we've already talked about it. Everything's fine, but it's just one of those things that just happen. And honest to God, like if I would have hit him probably 6 inches further back, I don't think it blows my tire like that. It just hit it just perfectly and just killed it and dropped it so hard so fast. And
right,
it happened right in front of Bryant Barnhill, and he hit the right rear. And when that happened, it knocked the damn transponder off, and it was all sorts of crazy shit happened.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah, it hit like all the way. I don't know how, but it knocked it off. And, so not a great day for us. It was a DNF, a crash DNF, so second one of the year for me on those. So that sucks. I've had like 3 or 4 of those in my whole career, and now 2 this year. So that sucks, but it's just part of the deal, man. Such a fun racetrack, so it sucks that I have to. Every time I put myself behind the 8 ball in qualifying there the last couple of times, but we just couldn't get it where we needed to be. I just misjudged the weather. It got really hot at that time, and I just slid the nose through the center. And
track was pretty greasy in
qualifying.
Yeah,
it was, man. I just didn't anticipate it. I thought it was gonna be okay. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be pretty damn good, but just one of those things. We weren't as good as I thought I'd be. That's for sure. But you had a pretty damn good day at Hickory. I mean, you ended up. Where'd you end up at?
Finished 8th.
8th, yeah. So top 10, man. You can't complain with that these days.
That's
for sure.
I was pretty frustrated after qualifying, and it ended up okay. We went early, and I think we went 5th or 4th, 6th. I don't remember. I remember wherever we went out, we were. I think we went out 5th. So out of 5 cars, we were 4th. So
I was right behind you.
Yeah, I was pretty livid. We ended up qualifying 14th by the time everything shook out. So, but like I said, I mean, if 5 cars have went and you only beat one, and normally you're like, well, this is going to be in the 20s. Thankfully, it wasn't, but we still we kind of knew once it became the Sunday race that, and then the rain moved in again, so track was pretty green. Well, it was green. You know, they did run the pro race, but we were going to ride like heck, and that's what we did. So,
yeah, I rode with you there for a little bit.
Yeah, you did. So we dropped anchor, me and Butterbean both, and he just was able to. I probably should have took the top. We had those 2 restarts near the end, and I didn't. And it hurt me because I was better than the cars in front of me, so had to just spend a lot of time racing them, wasted a lot of tire, and then kind of got clear of Chad and those guys, and had Hefner and Bassett and McCarty in front of us, and they were falling hard, but I knew I couldn't use all the tire to go because we had a pretty long green flag run, and I was starting to get a little free and losing some drive. And Chad actually, I think, kind of got in a rhythm and started reeling me back in. I really needed a caution to cool the tires back off.
Yeah.
So like I said, came home 8th. Car was in one piece, so another top 10, and actually was our best finish this year on the tour, finishing 8th. So it was a solid day. Like I said, felt like we probably were good enough to run 5th or 6th, but came home 8th and was still a solid day.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain with top 10s these days in the car store. So Hickory was a pretty shitty week for me, good for Brandon. But we had a quick turnaround time to go to Ace. We had just a couple weeks to get it done, and obviously you were pretty much unscathed. I had a little bit of damage to fix up, but we got that done pretty quick, and had a week off, and then right back into it. And this week I couldn't, we unloaded deep. I felt like we was okay to start off with, but after that, man, we couldn't do anything. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get through 3 and 4 for nothing. I tried, I think, about every line I could think of and every different breaking point I could come up with, and just never could get it through there. We threw the kitchen sink at it, tried to get it to turn in the center and be able to still carry speed off, and couldn't get it to do it. And of course that followed me into qualifying, and we qualified last, which I think might be the first time I've ever done that in my whole entire fucking career. So that is not an accomplishment, but an accolade to say the least. Fucking bulletin board material if there ever has been one. So, started last and pretty much rode last. Don't think I passed the car all night. I just sucked, and I wish I could have done.
You did pass me.
Well, not by. It was just by attrition. This cat crawls up my leg and scratches me one more time.
Dylan has a new kitten, guys, and she loves to just hang out. And Dylan's new to the cat world, and
she uses my leg as a fucking climbing pole. God dang, what a podcast this has been. I've got attacked by a mud dauber, or whatever that was. A
blue wasp dauber, or what'd you say? A blue mud,
some kind of blue mud
that
log.
Can sting.
And I got a cat that's ripping my leg off. Sorry. It's been anyway, sucked at Ace. We just weren't very good. I tried a lot of shit, and I like to think of myself as someone who can figure stuff out, and I couldn't. My man just really couldn't. I had that before.
To give some insight, guys, and I think this is the beauty in Dylan and I having a podcast, and I think you as listeners appreciate this. And I'm not sure if he even knows that I know this, but so Dylan was last to qualify. I was next to last to qualify. I went out right in front of him. And because pit road was so full, they actually pulled us in, and the only time all weekend, and turned us left to like a little back access road to park. So I had qualified, and I'm getting out, and as I'm getting out, I hear this god-awful noise. Well, it's Dylan letting his helmet have the old flap, and it was quite the noise.
I just placed it aggressively on the roof, I think. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just, show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser.
I get it. I've done the same thing.
I can't. I'm just not good at. I can't.
I normally let the Hans have it.
Well, I'm pretty good at keeping my anger in, but man, I've been taking fucking blows.
Oh yeah,
on the chin the last
No, I get it.
2 months, and it's starting to bull up a little bit. So I'm letting it show. I'm kind of over it. Don't really care what people think.
Better out than in.
Yeah. So And I didn't damage no equipment. I just placed it real hard on the roof. And I know everybody's done that before.
Oh yeah, I have.
And it wasn't in front of any kids or anything, so no worries. It was just out. I mean, the only person that seen me do it probably was Brandon and a couple of his buddies. So, but nonetheless, yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been a somewhat of a threat, I think, for most of my life, most tracks I go to.
Right.
Outside of some tour races, obviously, but most of the time, I'm a somewhat of a threat. People wouldn't be too surprised if I won a race.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience, so any win for me is huge, but nonetheless, I still have mostly proven myself.
Right.
So this year, I knew that I was going to be, it'd be tough to run top 10, right? Like a top 10 in points would have been, I knew it'd be pretty tough. I didn't think it'd be this damn tough. I mean, there was more cars at the start of the year, so at least then I was beating 8 or 10 cars, but now that it's kind of weeded everybody out, and it's just the damn guys that are the regulars and that can do it every week and have it set up to where they're running
right.
If you've put the funding together to run a whole season, then like you're doing your shit right. And it's tough to run against them, and I'm learning, and it's not ever, we've had our good runs. At least we've had our runs where we deserved a good finish, and just stuff happened.
Yeah.
Hickory won. I think we would have been fighting inside the top 10 very, very easily, maybe higher than that. And there's a couple tracks coming up that I'm pretty excited about. Not that I have a ton of experience at Tri-County by any means, but it's close by the house, so I feel like I have an opportunity to go test or whatever there. Might as well. And Wake County obviously is another one, but new asphalt. So just a lot of curveballs. It's tough. And I think there's probably been a lot of people that's been in the situation that I'm in, as far as trying to learn and trying to still enjoy it at the same time, because I don't know how many times I'm going to get to run a full season of racing. So you're trying to enjoy it, but you're also trying to improve and trying to build a base to get some good results. And it's hard to level that. I think it is very fair to say that this is probably the hardest rookie season that you could even imagine for a touring division of late models or really any kind of short track racing series. So it's tough. And we're taking it week by week. We're going to get our ass kicked sometimes, and hopefully before long we'll be able to start kicking a little bit of ass, here and there. So we'll see what happens, man. It's frustrating, It'll get to you, and I think if you're not frustrated, you don't care.
Yeah, well, brother, I think you hit on it best. That's what I was going to say. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We are race car drivers, but I think you kind of hit a nail on the head. We go to compete. We're competitors, and it's a very competitive sport. The car sport is very competitive. It's very hard, and if it doesn't bother you, then it. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there this year. I was there with you by the end of the night. You know, so it's I get it. It'll wear on you, and
I think it's just one of those things you just gotta keep saddling up. See what you can make happen. So we'll keep on pushing forward, and hopefully we'll get some of the runs we deserve by the end of the year. I know we will. It's just a matter of when that happens. And hopefully it'll make some of this grind worth it. But right now it's hard to see the other. It's hard to see the other side when you're damn struggling.
Right.
But that's how you. I guess that's what kind of separates people is if you keep on pushing or whatever. So
yeah.
My main goal is to have fun, and it's a lot easier to have fun when you are a little bit competitive. You know? So that's kind of the thing. It's tough to have fun when you're not running good at all. So that's just kind of this boat I'm in right now, and I'm sure it's relatable. And I think this show is good because we are transparent about everything that's going on, and what's all happened throughout this season, and what our goals are going forward. But before we get too much further into that, you also raced last night. Had a hell of a qualifying run and got into some shit on the first lap. So I just explain how your night went and how your feelings are. Because I guess I'm all in my feelings. Sounds like it.
So I'll be honest, man. Lee and the guys, we kind of upped our program as far as Ace. It's not been one of my best racetracks ever. And we kind of turned the corner back in May right before Wilkesboro. Was really good both days of practice day and then race day practice. Qualified 4th back in May. Same thing this time. We qualified 6th, so we didn't qualify as good as we did in May, but still really respectable. I was really pissed off at myself after watching the race trace because I was tracking pole all the way to the center 3 and 4.
Yeah,
so I had to go beat myself up a little bit. But when you're beating yourself up because you got out qualified by the 8th and it's a 41 to a 46 or what,
yeah,
it's hard to beat yourself up too bad.
Yeah,
but our car was way better. I mean, we had a good car in May, but our car was way better this time around. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, we just I don't really know what he was doing, but Mason Diaz, either lost his vision for a second or lost his position of where his race car was at. But long story short, I mean, we didn't even complete lap 1, but getting into 3, he just, on entry to 3, just drove right into us, turned us, and the only thing that stopped me from wrecking was the right side of Landon Huffman.
Yeah.
And we came off the corner, and I actually cleared Landon, but I knew very fast because I was trying to go straight, and to a lot of people there, I probably looked like a rookie of, oh, my God, what is this kid doing? The car was going towards the inside guardrail.
Oh, yeah.
So quickly I dropped anchor very fast and was in the way but was trying to stay out of the way. Finally got the caution, came down pit road, guys checked it. It knocked the toe out on the left front, not in, but out 5 inches.
Damn.
I mean, and for people, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a ton.
Jesus.
So we lost 13 laps on pit road trying to get it fixed. So I'm sure to a lot of people are like, why even go back out? But I keyed up and I said, guys, what are we going to do? At the end of the day, and I know you can speak to this, when your guys and your sponsors, put money and time and effort into it, if it's still rolling, you can probably still learn something.
Yeah.
And, also it was, again, we hadn't even completed a lap. So, we were hoping maybe, I mean, I never wish attrition on anybody, but it's Ace, so, big wreck happens, you gain
damn,
spots.
half the field to wreck.
Yeah, I mean,
you never know.
Connor Hall had a mishap last night, and Bobby McCarty's transmission, let go on him. So we only ended up beating 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the damage in the toe, by no means was fixed.
Yeah.
It was probably still, so instead of being almost at 6 o'clock on my wheel mark, it was just shy of 12, towards 1 when the guys got it fixed. But I came out behind you a full straightaway back and under green to the next competition caution. We drove from 25th to 12th.
Yeah, no, you were
under green.
You were coming up through there pretty good.
But so just hate it for my guys, man. It was, I'm not going to say we were going to win the race. Carson was obviously very good. Butterbean led, I think, the most laps.
Mm-hmm.
But I know my car was really, really good. I was really, really happy with it. And, it's always easy to say as racers. I feel like everybody does this all the time. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, this, that. But I truthfully feel like worst case scenario, we were going to run 5th.
Yeah.
And that was if we got punted or whatnot. I truthfully think we had a top 3 car. And it was going to be a really good night for us. So, just really frustrated. Hate it for my guys. I think it was pretty stupid to be doing that early. And like I said, it ruined our night, plain and simple. I mean,
right.
Because, like I said, we lost 13 laps and our night was over. So I just hate it for my guys. But, we've kind of turned the corner and got some momentum going. And I think last night was going to be that night of, again, like I said, I'm not going to say we were going to win, but I don't know. I mean, I know my car.
I mean, you qualified the 6th, so you very well could have finished top 3 very easily.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I felt like we had the pace to run with the 8.
Yeah.
Now what you do with that,
right, yeah.
is whatever. But we had a very good race car. I'm really proud of my guys.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't see y'all up there. I was all the way down in Burlington. So I don't know. I can't really tell you. I couldn't see it from P dog shit last, but I did see you whenever your left front was basically like this, and
facing
he's on
the
outside.
inside wall.
I'm like, that's a weird line he's running.
Yeah, it was bad, man. I mean, I had my hands full. I was really happy when that caution come out. I was hoping we weren't going to blow a tire.
Yeah,
from all the heat, and I knew it was building and it turning the wrong way. So. like I said, man, it was a frustrating night. Did quite a bit of suspension damage. Center links probably killed, and like I said, it messed some stuff up. I mean, we got some work to do before going to Tri-County, and like I said, it was definitely a promising night derailed before it ever got started. I mean, literally. So, hate it for all my guys, all of our sponsors, and fans and family, but it's part of it, man. We go to race, and every time flag drops, those things are a possibility to happen. And unfortunately, last night we fell victim to it, and like I said, it ended what looked to be probably a pretty promising night. But last night's over. I won't. You don't forget. You're the same way.
Well, the best thing for me, whenever something like happened to me last week, the best thing to do is drink some neon lager.
There you go.
Available at Two Bros Brewery. They just started kegging some more batches, so you guys can. There's plenty more out there.
You know what makes that even better?
Vodka.
Well, I was gonna say hop on the old hog. Harley Davidson, ride up there.
Ride the hog up there.
It's August, good time of year.
Go buy one.
Yeah,
good time to get one.
Stop at Danville, Thunder Road, Harley Davidson, or Crossroads if you're in the
Wilkes area. Yeah,
so
good spot. Good spot. I seen the other day they was posting some pictures of some new shirts they have.
Yep.
And since I do have a moped, I think it is fair to say I deserve to buy another Harley shirt.
Hey, you can buy some stickers in there too and just tape right over the moped.
Well, so I was thinking about wrapping my damn moped black and orange.
There you go.
That way it is a hog. I'll ride that thing to Tri-County next week.
Yeah, it ain't far. Yeah.
I wrote down a couple of things to talk about after we got done with our race recaps. That's our first dual episode kind of deal, like where we kind of cover both.
And Dylan touched on it, guys. Like I said, I obviously don't live down here, and I told him I'm at fault for this one taking so long to come out, but it just kind of worked out better once me and him. He had some stuff he needed to get done, and I had a lot.
We raced at both these tracks already this year, so it's not like we're totally green coming in.
We thought it would be a good idea to do a dual episode and give you guys a 2-for-1. So
2-for-1, and coming up soon is the Modifieds of Wilkesboro, the end of September, September 30th, I believe. That'll be fun. You're going to be at Jason Aldean or some shit? Who is it?
John Party.
You're going to be at a John Party concert.
But before that is going to be a spectacle. We have not only do we have Tri-County next week, it is the Old North State Nationals presented by Grand Atlantic Ocean Resort. 30,000 to win.
30K to win.
Late model stock race.
Big one. That's
I mean, we're not just talking about a race. We're talking about
with that
30 G's, bud.
Oh yeah, you can buy a brand new used car with that.
30 G's at a very high grip. Fast pace.
Yeah, high grip place. It's you kind of run up by the fence a little bit when there's a lot of cars.
Yep.
That kind of benefited me last year. I did knock the fence down at one point and knock the flood wires off.
Still gained positions.
But I was coming at that point. So, and that was an old Betty Ballou. So maybe in the new car, maybe it'll be a little better. Who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. But I do know that the track was pretty fun last year, and we'll probably go test a couple times, and hopefully it's pretty good. And how many is there? Are they also racing are they doing a street stock race or anything now, or is it just us?
It's the pros will be there.
Oh, the pros will be there.
Yeah,
okay.
They race before us. So yeah, folks, 200 lap race. It's going to be a 6-tire race for us.
Yep. Get your trackside parking.
Yes, because
trackside parking. That's a big deal.
One thing that Dylan and I and anybody else that's going to be racing or is a crew member, whether you come out on the good end of it, which would obviously be victory lane photos and 30K, or maybe just still having a race car intact.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very action-packed.
Kenny Wallace is racing in it too, right?
No, I think because of the
reschedule,
he's gonna do. I think Sobo is what I seen.
Okay.
He was gonna be at this one.
Okay, so
before it. Well, I'm saying before it got rescheduled. Like back before it got postponed. But
I definitely want to drink beer with Kenny Wallace at some point after if we race with him.
Well, Sobo, it's a car store race.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if that all still happens, then I'm definitely all in.
Yeah.
To drink some cold beer with Kenny Wallace. That's a funny son of a bitch right there.
But be sure to get your tickets, folks, because, as Dylan said, Tri-County does offer trackside parking. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is super neat.
And then they, outside of the trackside parking, they only have grandstands on the front stretch.
Yeah.
So, You know, not that there's not a lot of seating. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
but
there's plenty, but
I would be sure to get your tickets because it is 30,000 win. This event has been gaining a lot of attention, and I do feel like it'll be sold out. So
it'll be our first time rating Tri-County too. So that's nice.
Yep.
We'll have. I feel like it'll be a pretty good store, man. It'll be
a
threat.
The Higgins family's done a lot of work, man.
Yeah, it's a good place.
You know, we went there obviously last year, and then I went down and ran a local show earlier this year.
Yeah.
You know, they make you feel like they want you there. They've done a lot of work. You know, obviously now, literally the whole track has been paved because they finished up paving the straightaways.
How do you think the big trailer thing will go?
I know that Jack doesn't want any stacker trailers.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stacker trailers.
Yeah, he's made that. If you have a open trailer or a small trailer, you better be bringing it because he does not want your stacker there. Yeah. Some teams, that's all they can do, you know, and he gets that. But he's trying to, and I get it.
But he
said
there's only room for like 3 of them or something, right, in the infield?
Well, I think.
Or are they just going to park them outside?
Well, I don't know.
I think that, I mean, like if there's quite I mean, I feel like there's going to be at least 6 to 8
coming into practice. You're going to be coming up the tunnel.
Yeah, I guess.
Outside.
I don't know. I mean, there's a exit gate at turn 4, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, they ain't gonna want to be opening that. I'm saying, I guess
they'd have to just pull their shit down into the pits and leave it down there. Yeah, man. So we've had a, it's been a roller coaster kind of year for the both of us, but hopefully we turn it around at the Grand Atlantic Resorts.
Next week.
What's the lap? 200.
200 laps, 6-tire race. $30,000, man.
Yeah.
This is will this be your first 30K race that you've been a part of? Mm-hmm. I know you've been to them, but I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from one competitor to another, I can tell you, man, it's $30,000. I mean, it's
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, everybody's going to be racing really hard, and that's what makes it fun, you know. So I'm all for it. It's a good reason to do a little leaning and shuffling and dicing and moving,
there will be plenty of sending.
Yeah,
there'll be plenty.
I'm a little disappointed I'm racing in it because that'd be a good race to watch.
And I know this is gonna sound crazy, and so I hope this doesn't blow up the social media world. But folks, I will go as far to say I think there's gonna be some sliders thrown.
Really?
Next week, I really do.
Sliders. Wow. Yeah.
Because for
$30,000.
Yeah. Well, put it this way: Butterbean won this. Before he went and ran the local show last week between the weekend off between Hickory and Ace, and that's how he won. Him and Mason had a pretty
throwing sliders.
They had a pretty tough beating and banging battle, and I know he threw a slider and he threw one back, and
that's cool.
So
cool racing.
When everybody's running the top, you got to go where they're not.
Yeah, Tri-County does seem pretty fun. You know, it's the part of the year that's real tight and tough for us. You know, we've made it through halfway. We're towards on the back half of the year, so it's a tough part of the year for our team, but we are hopefully that's the one, hopefully Tri-County is the one that kind of gets us back on the upswing.
It's a grind, man, and I just try hard to keep it positive. I mean, at the end of the day, it does.
Best appearing helped. Best appearing, we get a free body out of it, $500. Yeah, and
sold a lot of merch.
Yeah, sold a lot of merch. Speaking of merch, we're gonna have merch at Tri-County again.
See, look at that.
So I'm gonna have merch. It'll be the throwback merch, obviously. I guess my scheme will probably stay the same for this one too. Run the throwback scheme for this one, probably for Wake County too, and then we'll just see where we go from there. It's a cool looking car. I don't really want to take it off, to be honest with you, unless we're forced to. So, best appearing was really neat. I know I touched on it at the start of the deal, but as the guy that dreamed it up, designed it, installed it, and drove it. It's pretty cool to do it. Man. To win best appearing is cool for a rap guy that races and also does social media stuff. And all that. So
it's kind of like the complete.
It was
package.
A pretty big deal for me. We got a big old check too, or actual
check to
cardboard check to
hang up in the shop.
Yeah, that was neat. So we didn't come home
stacking checks.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. That's all I gotta say. I do think. I put this in here, and I know it's not relevant to what we're talking about, but did you see why they opened up Elkin, the dirt track?
I did.
Friendship.
I did.
Again, that's cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna race here one day. I think I'm gonna damn run a race or two before I'm done racing.
Four bangers or what?
No. I'm gonna run a dirt late model.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I just want to try it.
Yeah.
I'd love to run the Wilkesboro modified race, and there's some interest here and there with some deals that I'm looking into. But I'm not necessarily gonna be heartbroken if I don't get to do that, because it's fun to go watch races at Wilkesboro. So if I'm not driving, I'm just hanging out. We'll still be doing a lot of cool stuff in Wilkesboro later in September. So that's obviously a little bit out. We got a lot of racing to do before then. We still got,
I think there's 6 tour races left.
Yeah, so we still got
maybe 5.
We go to Goodyear in September. Or something
We got Tri-County left, Wake County, Goodyear, Tri-County again.
Oh yeah,
South Boston and Caraway. So we got 6 races left.
Yeah,
on the tour.
Not a whole lot left. We're on the tour. Where are you at in points now?
I don't know after last night.
Where was you at before last night?
10th, and I was gonna have that's what's so dejecting, man. We're probably going to fall outside top 10 now, and we had a chance last night to gain some points because some guys didn't run that great, and then, like I said, Connor and Bobby were in front of us, and, they had some bad luck. So, for, like I said, the night that I think we were going to have, we would have gained a ton of points on those 2 guys as well as some others. So, last night, that
was a big points night for the damn 8.
It was.
Big points night.
It was,
huge.
Yeah.
You got the 6 and
got a bonus
and the 77.
Well, and mainly Butterbean. Butterbean's closer than anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
He was 18 back, and I think now Carson will be like 21, 22 ahead or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
because he got a bonus point for the pole, bonus point for leading a lap, and then he won the race. Butterbean did lead the most laps, so he'll get a point for that, and he led a lap.
Do you think the car store ever go to a playoff deal?
Do what?
Do you think the car store will go to a playoff deal one day?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I don't really see the point.
I don't like it, but
I don't know. Because it is so hard with the point deal. You look at it of like how big the gap is. So I don't know.
My thing is the one argument you could make for it is that it's short track racing. There's going to be failures.
Hickory does the playoff deal. Started it last year.
Right. There's going to be failures and bad luck throughout the year in short track racing.
So you're saying you would like to see like a throwaway race? Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't think I'd want to see. I don't like the idea of throwaway races. I could just see there being like a, just like kind of Cup does, except for the last 3 races or the playoffs or something.
Yeah.
The final 3.
Yeah.
Not necessarily elimination, but just like kind of resets the chase or whatever, top 5 at the end of the year, or 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to change. I think the champion was probably going to be whoever the champion is this year would probably be the champion either way, whether it was playoffs or not. Same with last year. I think Carson still wins it easily last year, or handedly. This year it's going to be tough, but it could make it tougher, if it did reset and there was a 6-point gap or something between 1 and 2, and then a couple more behind. If it's just based off bonus point wins or whatever. So I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff in the air. Would I want to see playoffs? I don't think so, because I think that sort of takes away from a year-long feat of racing.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of add a little gimmick here and there if you have playoffs. So I'm not really a big fan of gimmicks, but
yeah,
I don't know. Just something I guess that's what podcasts are for, right?
Yeah,
talk about random shit.
But as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. As Dylan said, this is a grind month for us, the month of August. A lot of racing, a lot of big races.
Yeah, we may decide on just doing Tri-County and Wait together. I don't know. It depends on what your schedule is.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully one of us wins it and we come right back here, since Dylan's house is like 20 minutes away, and film it right then.
If I'm the one that wins it, this podcast is over and I'll be gone in some beach for the rest of my life. I'll be out. That's it. That's the end of my story.
Mic drop. He's gone.
He's done. He quit.
Riding off into the sunset, straight out the tunnel.
Yep.
He's going to drive out in the car. Ain't even going to load it back in the trailer.
Yep, donezo.
Top it off at the old,
straight
what is that up the road
CB.
Over there? IGA? What is it?
I don't know what. And
at Tri-County, you pass it. It's the last service station you pass.
I don't remember what it is. Anyway, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, there you go.
If that was to happen. Yeah, man, appreciate you guys listening. It was kind of a weird sequence of events on today's podcast due to the dual episode or whatever you want to call it, and also we got struck by lightning, and what else? The cat jumped on you, and
blue wasp.
We had a blue wasp. Weird episode, just weird. Can't make these kind of things up. people try to punch. I mean, we just roll with the punches here.
Yep, literally.
It's just kind of part of the deal. So yeah, appreciate you guys listening. We will see you guys here in a couple weeks or maybe next week.
Yep. Be sure to get your tickets though.
Yeah, get tickets for
Old
the
North
Tri-County
State
race.
Nationals. Presented by Grand Atlantic Ocean Resort. 200 laps of green flag laps.
Yeah, that's a lot of laps.
$30,000.
$30,000 is a lot of money. Yeah, most importantly, let's get drunk and watch some racing. You know, that's the best part about trackside parking.
Yeah.
You know, I get pumped up. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm kind of pissed off I'm racing in this one because damn Tri-County bid race. So the local shows there, I haven't been to a lot of them, but the damn bid races at Tri-County, when you damn stack up on the fence there and watch some bid racing, that's some fun shit.
Yeah.
We had some fun there. We've done a lot of. I've covered races as a videographer, as a content guy, and just went and helped work on cars and race there. So I've seen it from all sorts of different angles. It's a hell of a place to party at and watch some racing. So
yeah.
Get to Tri-County this weekend. It'll be fun. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.